Welcome to the Mod Cabins A-Frame. This is a brand new cabin located just outside of Asheville, North Carolina, and it sits on a great parcel of land. You're looking out straight into the forest, and there are hiking trails right on your doorstep. Not to mention you have a hot tub, a fire pit, and I'm a huge fan of the interior design. So let's not go and hop straight into the full tour. Okay, now let's go. We are going to begin the tour at the back of the cabin. There are two different parking spots for your vehicles, and even though this home is a little bit on the smaller side, it came across as really tall for me the first time I spotted it, and it has a really steep A-frame angle. But throughout the property, you have some nice sitting areas. Off to one side, you have this bench. And one of my favorite spots on the entire property is this hammock. The location is just perfect with the cabin there in the background, and you can still see out into the mountains from this thing. It is incredibly peaceful. But let's now begin to head to the main side of the exterior. So I'm gonna walk on down this path. You can see the sharp A-frame roof from my drone here, and we're finally gonna approach and welcome now to this gorgeous A-frame. That entire wall of windows that makes up the front is what made me fall in love with A-frame cabins in the first place. It is just pure windows. I love it. And you have plenty of outdoor space here on the right-hand side. I'll go into more detail on that shortly. But a quick sneak peek of your location. Look at this sweet spot on the mountain, and yet we're still only 7 miles to downtown Asheville. For your outdoor space, I'll begin with the fire pit and quickly get a fire going. You have a couple of Adirondack chairs around it, and I loved it later at night when the cabin is all lit up and glowing in the background. Not to mention your nice and cozy hot tub there. This is just the perfect romantic setting, I think, for a nice couple's weekend getaway. Finally, before we head inside, I have to reiterate that there are over 1,000 acres of conservation land and hiking trails right next to the cabin. You're really staying in a beautiful area in North Carolina. Let's open up this door now, and it's time to head inside. The first thing you'll see is your main living room and kitchen area. It's a very open floor plan, which I always enjoy. Then up top is your loft. More on that and how to get up there later. This is now looking back towards the front door. You can see now all of my favorite windows just from the opposite direction, looking out towards your gorgeous view. Let's begin in this corner closest to the main entrance. This is kind of your entertainment area because you do have a smart TV, and then there's a little circular dining table. So I'll head to the table. It does have your house manual on it and a few remotes, definitely worth flipping through the manual. I also love this retro looking red gas fireplace. It will come in handy when it gets to be colder here in North Carolina. And on this shelf, there are a bunch of games and cabin themed books. Right next to the front entrance, there's a little setup for your four-legged friend. There are 2 bowls, some bags, and a towel, so this is a pet-friendly Airbnb. Before we switch to the other side of the room, I'll briefly look up to point out more of the Scandinavian design. It's definitely known for the simple and minimalist-looking wood that you see here. There's also that neat modern lighting fixture. On this end of the main room, you can find more of your living room area. You have a big tree stump there in the middle, which makes up the coffee table, and another white chair that can be used with the dining table. I also absolutely loved the look and feeling of this couch, and I was relaxing and flipping through a book to pass the time. To the left of the couch, there is this large collection of records and of course your record player. And if you want to stick to more your Spotify or Apple Music, that is also an option because there is this nice Bluetooth speaker waiting for you on top of this little table. But let's now go and check out the back half and see what else this cabin has to offer. So we'll go in further and take the camera and pan in this direction. We're looking into that far corner which has the fridge. So we're going to slowly walk back in that direction. And this is part of the kitchen. You have a large countertop space here and a few other unique items. There's a nice stainless steel fridge and freezer unit, but one of the most unique and feel-good features of this cabin is that they have a mini cabin store, and all the proceeds from the store go to benefit local nonprofits that are working to end homelessness in the Asheville, North Carolina area. And there are some cool items, everything from some custom mod cabins beer koozies to some Asheville coffee mugs and other local goodies. This is definitely a great cause, and I think a lot of other Airbnb owners should do this to give back to their community. Finishing up in that same corner, there's actually some storage space back here. There are a couple of bins if maybe you're staying for a little longer. A-frames notoriously do not have a lot of storage space, so I was really happy to see this. Next, we're going to head over to your kitchen, which takes up the rest of this other wall. This is a really well-stocked kitchen. Despite being pretty high up here in the mountains, you still have all of your major appliances like a 2-burner stovetop and a nice oven. If we then look on the left, you have some of these beautiful looking and minimalist cabinets, which also come with these fancy leather handles. Those definitely caught my eye. Finally, in the kitchen, you can find all of your coffee mugs, your coffee maker, and a thermos in this far corner. And you guys know I love the personalized stuff, so they had a cool sign that said "Welcome Mike." I think it was written in chalk. Very cool. And you can't go to a cabin without having some s'mores. There's a bunch of supplies to make s'mores like chocolate bars and everything else waiting in this bottle on top of the counter. That will do it for the main area, so let's slide back this door and go to a new room. This will take you into the bathroom. It's very bright and white and simple, yet beautiful with all of these subway tiles in the shower, not to mention your sink area. And right next to the toilets, you can see this little closet. It has accessories like your hair dryer and your iron and ironing board. It's now time to head up to the loft, and I'm sure you're wondering, how do we get up there? Because we did not see any stairs earlier. Well, you grab this tool and it's a pull down loft ladder. There are instructions, and this is such a great idea. I think it saves so much space, and I would not like having these stairs down at all times. I think they would just block a lot of the room and block access to important areas. So this is such a cool idea and just a neat tool. Let's now finally go up this ladder though, and this will take us to the second floor. So let's now go and explore and see what it has to offer. This second floor is your loft and your bedroom. You can see the perfect A-frame angles at this moment, and you have this large king-size bed which basically takes up this entire area. It's super comfortable, and you have some other lighting fixtures on either side. There's also this neat bird's eye view if you want to look back down into your living room and entertainment area, and of course you can look out into your gorgeous A-frame windows. Thanks for watching, guys. The booking link to this place and some other cabins that I toured last year will be in the video description, and I'll see you all very soon for another Airbnb tour.